so let's get into it. So we're dealing with union, sets, and sometimes complements, right? But first, let's kind of focus a little bit on some defining terms. So if I count, oh, my status isn't even hooked up. There we go. So first we have this symbol, right? Looks like a U. This is the union symbol, right? You could also think of it as an or, right? So if you see union, A or B or D, or, okay? That's what union stands for. Then we have this N one, looks kind of like an N, right? This one's called intersection symbol. You can read this one as an and, okay? So once again, union symbol equals or. So right here, A or B or D. Intersecting symbol is N. Or I like to think of it, sometimes you could think of it like a little A, right? Like and, right? For and. But you don't have to do that. I just do that for myself. So B and D. A and B. So these absolute values, there's nothing really attached to it. So it would just be A, it would be B, it would be D, so on and so forth. So there's no real specific thing there. So once again, we got intersecting symbol, which is and, union symbol, which means or. Not too bad, right? Now, another thing we have to talk about later down the line, we're going to be talking about shading regions in a Venn diagram. I know it's really weird to have this in math, but we have to have it. So like, for example, let's say we had A intersecting B, right? Sorry, I make it as an N. We would have like a little box. This is our first scenario, right? We have a Venn diagram. We've got A over here, B over here. Now, A and B, where does it intersect? Boom, you got it, down the middle. Next scenario, we have A or B. Let's make two Venn diagrams again. I'm kind of listing it out. This is just in general. It gets more tedious, way more tedious than this. So this, once again, is intersecting, right? Let me write it on the side, because this is kind of where people get lost. Outside of the word and, it's also intersecting. This one is not only the word or, but it's also union. So A and B, A and intersecting, boom, it intersects there. Now A or B, right, or union would be the whole thing. You shade in that part, the A, the intersecting portion, and that portion, okay? Now you might have something once in a while like, let's say A prime, right? A, not necessarily to the one power, it looks like a comma. I make them look like ones, it's like a comma. This one, obviously there's only one letter there. There's an A. Since it's A prime, we cannot consider this, it's not A. So everything but that would be colored in, sorry, stumbled on my words. So, once again, this N can mean and, the way you would read it, right, translating it, but it's really intersecting. So this is referring to intersecting. So when you see this N, think about intersecting and the word and. When you see the U, think of union and the word or. Union, it's a whole union, it's all united. Intersecting, we're only focusing on the part that's intersected. The primes, they're not real. Basically, everything around it. So that's just a general sense of it all. Now, one last thing I want to cover in this specific video. So, let's say we had A and B. Intersection. We have, let's say, A or B. Union. And we have a complement. Let's just one letter, boom. Complement. So let's go in order. I'm going to go first with complement because it's the easiest one. So we have union, intersecting or intersection, and complement. Let me start with complementing. You're going to be like, well, why do we start that way? Because it's union. That's just the order. I just go out of order. So when you're given a set of A and a universal set of U, the set of all elements of U that do not belong to A is called a complement. Hint, there's nothing around them, right? Complement of set A. The complement of set A is written as A prime. Now, let's go to intersectings. Given two sets of A and B, right, A and B, the set of elements belonging to both sets A and B is called an intersection or intersecting, up to you how you want to use it, synonymous, of the two sets written A and B. Last one. The set of all elements belonging to A or B, or both sets, is called a union of the two sets written A or B. That's just a little bit of the math lingo. Now, next video, we're going to get into the actual practice of it all.